If these words are reaching you in this precise moment, pause everything you're engaged in. Your sacred soul agreement has just been triggered into activation. This isn't a rehearsal or a moment of preparation. This is the actual commencement. This isn't merely a recommendation or a gentle nudge. It's a profound recognition of what's already occurring. The Arcturian consciousness doesn't initiate contact before the appointed time. They maintain their watchful observation until your energetic frequency aligns and locks into its destined configuration. During the previous night cycle, something elemental and foundational underwent a transformation within the depths of your consciousness, and your destined path immediately responded to this shift. This convergence isn't occurring by chance or coincidence. This is your holy timeline manifesting and unveiling itself in exactly the manner it was. Architecturally designed from the beginning, your vibrational template and energetic signature entered this dimensional space. Long before your conscious mind became aware of its presence, there exists an assembly, a gathering of highly evolved consciousness that identified and recognized your essence before this current moment in time. This collective assembly doesn't engage in casual or arbitrary communication. Yet in this very instant, they are broadcasting transmissions directly into your energetic field. You didn't stumble upon this message through random accident or happenstance. You were magnetically and purposefully drawn toward it. This particular frequency was intentionally designed and calibrated to locate you with precision at the exact instant. You became ready and prepared to integrate its information. If these words are creating impact in your heart center and generating resonance throughout your being, it serves as confirmation that you've already made a commitment to a transformative choice concerning your evolutionary trajectory. Something essential within your core, a radiance you may have concealed and kept hidden even from your own awareness, finally penetrated through the surface layers. That's the genuine reason you're present and witnessing this right now. As you integrate and absorb this transmission, comprehend that you've been actively participating in an unfolding process that initiated before your conscious awareness had the capacity to recognize it. Something substantial within your vibrational signature has already undergone transformation, which is precisely the reason this transmission is successfully reaching you in this moment. Something experienced a fundamental shift on a dimension that exists beyond rational understanding and cognitive processing capabilities. This transformation generated and broadcast a signal that rippled throughout the quantum field of existence. The Arcturian Collective doesn't make casual attempts at connection with human consciousness. Under absolutely no circumstances do they engage in interference. When a particular frequency or unique energetic pattern successfully crosses a threshold of emergence and readiness, that's the precise moment when their awareness becomes intensified and focused. Your frequency just successfully crossed beyond that threshold. You didn't discover or locate this transmission through your own efforts. It drew you into its gravitational field through gradual and deliberate attraction. When human consciousness becomes unmistakably visible and recognizable to higher dimensional awareness, it represents a sacred and absolutely pivotal moment in their evolutionary trajectory and spiritual journey. This recognition doesn't rely on meditation frequency, belief systems you hold, or ritual practices you engage in regularly. There's a more fundamental and primary mechanism operating beneath the surface. Eventually, the rational mind, with all its accumulated resistance, uncertainty, and conditioned patterns, stops creating obstruction. It manifests when the mind ceases blocking and resisting the luminous, powerful reality that the soul has been persistently attempting to communicate for years, or even across multiple incarnations and lifetimes. That precise moment, that catalyst that transformed everything for you, occurred in recent time. Everything shifted through a silent alignment, a subtle recalibration, or an internal integration that happened beneath conscious awareness. The collective is observing you now. Because of this fundamental shift, the collective is observing you with such precise, focused, and compassionate attention Right now, you've experienced it, haven't you? That remarkable and profound arrangement of meaningful convergences and synchronicities that feel like the universe's deliberate and intentional signals, directed specifically to you. Your dream states have been intensifying and accelerating beyond their normal patterns and rhythms. It's as though your consciousness is rapidly integrating decades worth of data and information in just several sleep cycles. This sensation you're carrying and holding is that something beyond physical reality is monitoring and observing your timeline from an elevated perspective and vantage point. You cannot rationalize or explain it through logic and reason, yet you feel it throughout your entire being and every layer of your existence. Some of you may have experienced a gentle yet persistent pressure at the center of your awareness, like a portal is beginning to open and expand from the interior outward. Please recognize and understand that these experiences are not psychological constructs or mental fabrications. They represent tangible evidence and proof. They demonstrate that your energetic signature is no longer blending and merging into the background noise of collective consciousness and is now broadcasting a distinct, powerful, and individualized frequency. The collective could not only detect and sense this signature, but they could also finally decode and interpret its deeper meaning. When that occurs, when your luminosity becomes that transparent and clear, you are no longer functioning as a passive observer, watching your reality unfold before you. You assume and take on an active position in creating conscious choice. This choice was made and determined by something beyond terrestrial consciousness and earthly awareness. The consequences and implications of this choice will impact your future timeline more significantly and profoundly than anything else you've experienced or accomplished thus far in your journey. You are included in this decision not because you possess uniqueness or special qualities, but because your energy, your soul, demonstrated and proved its readiness long before your conscious mind had the capacity to recognize it. Receive and accept this with your complete heart and full awareness. It's insufficient and inadequate for you to simply receive information and data. You're present in this moment because a magnificent and consequential process has already initiated and begun. There is already a transformation occurring and unfolding in your existence because of the determination and decision the Arcturian Collective made regarding you. Your energy field will never return to its previous configuration and state. In a very precise and almost imperceptible instant, the Arcturian Collective shifts its position from passive observation to active participation and engagement. At that threshold and turning point, an individual's energy field is stable enough, coherent enough, and clearly awakened enough that it invites and calls forth a compassionate and intentional intervention. You've already passed through that moment, that critical inflection point. It didn't arrive with dramatic fanfare or celestial displays and spectacles. It didn't manifest with elaborate visions or thunderous declarations from realms above. It appeared as a quiet inflection point in your soul's journey and path. It was a precise, clear alignment within you that elevated and raised your frequency well beyond the dense and chaotic bandwidth of ordinary human consciousness. You might not have recognized or understood how significant this internal shift was at the time of its occurrence. Yet the collective did recognize it. They identified it immediately and instantaneously, because when your energy field crossed that critical threshold, it created a resonance, a steady, clear vibration that could be detected and felt above all the interference and static in the world. The collective recognizes immediately that this is the authentic frequency and genuine signature under the immense pressures and challenges of existence. This frequency doesn't fluctuate or destabilize. It is an energetic signature that declares and announces it is no longer part of the old timeline of fear and limitation that is currently dissolving. They need to direct their complete attention and focus to this pattern of luminosity, because it is so pure and genuine in its expression. At that very instant, when your light became stable and coherent, The collective made their first determination and decision about you. They oriented their awareness toward you as a unified whole. What they did wasn't merely curiosity, and it wasn't coincidental in nature either. It came directly back to you after your consciousness transmitted and sent out a signal. This one is prepared and ready. That simple yet powerful signal communicated and expressed. This one can be integrated and brought forward. It is never coincidental or accidental that someone enters this field of higher coherence and alignment. It's something that you generate and create, not by struggling or exerting tremendous effort, but by consistently maintaining a high frequency and elevated state. The coherence of your heart and mind working in harmony is what initiates and triggers it. It's proven and demonstrated by how stable you remain when you're navigating your own deepest challenges and fears. It is finally confirmed and validated when the energy you radiate and emit transcends what your old identity and narrative can contain or hold. Indeed, that's what they witnessed and observed in you. They saw how resilient and strong you were in the face of challenges that would have completely shattered other people. They didn't interpret or view your extreme sensitivity as a weakness or flaw, but as a capacity and ability that allows you to perceive truth with clarity. They saw how courageously and bravely you refused to collapse back into the old painful patterns of thought and behavior. They saw that your spiritual alignment was strengthening and growing, even though you weren't receiving any external support or having a teacher direct and guide you on what to do. The collective has been silently observing and watching you since before you even knew they existed or were aware of their presence. And they saw your timeline begin to curve and shift as it moved toward the radiant version of you they perceived and recognized. If this transmission is resonating and creating vibration with something deep in your field and being, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel, not just to stay connected and engaged, but to anchor this frequency into your reality and existence. At this juncture and turning point, the first choice was made and determined. You would be positioned in a space while you were chosen for integration and activation of divine influence, support, and sacred guidance. It was determined and decided not as a follower who needs instruction and direction, or as a bystander who remains uninvolved and passive, but as a conscious participant and active co-creator whose future role in the Great Awakening and collective transformation is tremendously important and significant. It's not simple or easy for the collective to make these choices and determinations. Everything they do is exact, precise, and intentional, and there is no reversal or undoing. Once a consciousness is integrated in this way and manner, there is no going back or returning. The frequency threshold has been crossed and surpassed by you. It was already prepared and ready when your energy declared and announced it was. Your timeline responded immediately and instantaneously, and the collective honored and respected the universal law of resonance and magnetic alignment. This was the authentic beginning and true commencement. This understanding is not just a concept or mental idea. It's a frequency and vibration. Recognize right now if you can feel and sense the truth of this first transformation in your own being and essence. I am witnessed and seen. Write that in the comments section. This is not an ego declaration or statement of pride. It is an energetic truth statement and vibrational affirmation. You are anchoring and grounding your new visibility into reality and physical existence by typing these words and phrases. You are also signaling and communicating to your mind that you are prepared and ready for whatever emerges and unfolds next. Take a moment right now and share in the comments below. What specific sign or synchronicity confirmed and validated for you that your frequency had shifted and transformed? Your sharing creates and generates a quantum ripple that strengthens and amplifies this field for everyone reading and witnessing. Activation. The moment of integration and alignment. Move your awareness gently and softly to a location about an inch above the center of your chest area. This is the space and portal of your higher heart center. Slowly and deeply breathe and allow your body to settle and relax. As you do this, repeat these words to yourself over and over in your mind, filling them with your intention and energy. I fully embrace and accept the choice that was made about me. I align and attune with the love field that has recognized and acknowledged my frequency. Let the sacred path which now integrates and includes me unfold with grace and ease. Feel for a gentle forward magnetism and pull as you sit with this awareness. This is your radiant future being drawn and pulled toward you. When you accept and receive the new timeline, that sensation emerges and appears. Know and trust that in the next 24 hours, a clear and personal sign will manifest and appear in your life to confirm that this activation is now fully integrated and anchored within you. The assumption and belief that higher intelligences like the Collective select and choose people based on their devotion, beliefs, or commitment to spiritual practices is what most people think and assume. However, the Collective does not operate or function on the level of human beliefs and mental constructs. They respond and attune to frequency, which is a much more fundamental and authentic thing in reality. If you examine and observe the luminosity and shadow in a room and space, they can interpret and read the intricate and beautiful structure of your energy field immediately and instantaneously without you having to do anything or take action. The compassionate observers then directed and focused their attention to your timeline and witnessed a pattern that very few people ever generate and create in their lifetime. Pure self-alignment and authentic coherence was what they witnessed and observed. This didn't correspond and match with a particular teaching guru or set of spiritual concepts you discovered and found in a book. It didn't correspond and align with the spiritual identity you were attempting and trying to construct for yourself. There was something much more profound and meaningful occurring and happening. It was an exact correspondence and perfect alignment with your higher blueprint, which is the original perfect pattern and divine template of your soul. That's what made you distinctive and unique. This is what made your light stand out so profoundly and brilliantly. It appeared as though your energy field started to do a very rare thing that only people who are almost fully awakened and liberated can do. It began to restore itself, heal itself, and guide itself without any assistance or support from external sources. It's like a compass that finds its way back to true north on its own after being disturbed and thrown off course. Things started to return and come back to balance in your emotional body much more rapidly and quickly after something went wrong or fell apart, before your analytical mind could interfere and interrupt. Your intuitive body began to gently guide and lead you in the authentic direction and true path. People, places, and situations that don't align and resonate with the next part of your timeline started to be released and let go by your energetic body in a natural and graceful way and manner. It felt like your whole system was becoming and transforming into a consciousness that wasn't requiring or needing the physical world to tell it how to evolve and grow. This doesn't occur or happen very often. Most souls on Earth awaken and transform through a process of dissolution, such as a devastating loss, significant chaos, or an existential crisis that fractures and breaks their old reality and previous understanding. But the way you awakened has been different and unique. You have awakened through realization and recognition. For some reason, you awaken by quietly recognizing and understanding what no longer corresponds and aligns with your truth and essence. Being aware and conscious of the energies that obstruct and block your growth, and awareness of the heavy burdens and dense patterns that your future self compassionately doesn't want to carry or hold any longer. The Collective can clearly discern and recognize from this level of inner clarity and self-awareness that this consciousness is preparing and readying for a higher, more purposeful role and meaningful contribution. They saw and witnessed how strong and resilient you were when you were under significant pressure and strain from within. Because of this transformation and metamorphosis, They saw and recognized that you were prepared and willing to release old identities and outdated versions that used to keep you safe, but now make you feel confined and restricted. They saw how remarkable and extraordinary it was that you could regulate and manage your emotions with more speed, efficiency, and grace. They saw and noticed that you were becoming more sensitive and receptive, but you were learning and discovering not to let it overwhelm or consume you. They saw your intuition become clearer and sharper, evolving and developing from a vague feeling to a very precise way and accurate method of guiding and directing you. Your timeline was transforming and shifting and approaching a beautiful state of coherence and harmonic alignment. At the same time, and simultaneously, your energy was finally expanding and growing too, large and powerful for the old containers and previous structures that used to hold and contain it. These are not just indicators and signs of mental health and psychological well-being. They are facts and truths about energy and consciousness. They reveal and demonstrate a consciousness that is not just awakening, but truly maturing and evolving. There are millions of people awakening and stirring, but only a small number and select few who reach this level of energetic maturity and spiritual development. Integration is only possible and achievable if the person is mature enough and sufficiently ready. Your energy began to function and operate as if it already remembered and recalled the magnificent person and radiant being you are becoming and transforming into. This meant and signified that you were integrated and included. You weren't aiming and striving for a distant goal or faraway destination. Your destiny was a frequency and vibration that was in resonance and harmony with you, and you finally chose and decided to attune to its beautiful song and sacred melody. The collective's recognition and acknowledgement is like a mirror that reflects and shows the truth you have started to embody and express. Now is the time and moment to claim and own that truth as your own reality. If you resonate and align with the idea that your soul's blueprint is finally emerging and coming through, please say my pattern is pure and authentic in the comments section. This action strengthens and reinforces the self-alignment that is occurring and happening inside you and makes it easier and more natural for you to embrace and accept the magnificent person and powerful being you are becoming and evolving into. Activation. Perceiving your soul's blueprint. Perceiving and witnessing your blueprint and divine template. Bring your gentle attention and soft focus to the space between your eyebrows, to the knowing center and wisdom portal that's just behind your forehead. Take soft, slow breaths and gentle inhalations. Repeat these words to yourself over and over, repeatedly. I align and attune with the version of myself that they have recognized and acknowledged. I accept and receive this with my whole being in complete essence. I understand and comprehend the sacred reasons I was integrated and chosen. I allow and permit the higher pattern and divine template of my soul to guide and direct me forward. If you sit with this for a while and remain present, you might feel your head or chest gently expand and open, like it's releasing and letting go. That is your divine blueprint, responding and reacting to your awareness and conscious attention. Stay open and receptive for a meaningful synchronicity to occur and manifest in the next 24 hours that will confirm and validate this deep integration and profound activation. The Arcturian Collective doesn't examine or analyze your past history. They don't concern or occupy themselves with your history, your memories, or the decisions and choices you've made up to this point in time. Integration is not based or dependent on any of these things or past events. They only observe and pay attention to one thing, but it's the most critical thing and essential element: how you intend and plan to move forward and progress. The path and trajectory they witnessed and observed in front of you wasn't a predictable straight line or simple linear progression. They didn't witness any stagnation or repetition in cyclic patterns. They witnessed beautiful and dynamic movement and powerful forward momentum. They witnessed and observed a consciousness that was courageously and actively breaking away and liberating from a timeline that could no longer contain or hold its light and magnificence. That's what captured and held their complete attention and total focus. Your future timeline started to behave and act as though it was alive and sentient, as though it was reaching and extending for you intentionally and purposefully, through periods and phases of profound intuition, significance, and unexpected surges and waves of inner clarity that left you breathless and amazed. It began to propel and push you forward with momentum. The way most people experience and perceive their lives is like being on a train and observing and watching out the window at the scenery and landscape passing by. But your timeline revealed and displayed all the indicators and markers of a consciousness that was learning and discovering too. Interpret the stars and navigate and steer the vessel itself. This transformation and shift from passenger to navigator doesn't occur or happen very often or frequently. They observed and monitored your energy and witnessed that different versions and iterations of you from the future, different potentials and possibilities of who you could become and evolve into, started to converge and merge into a single luminous stream and unified flow. They witnessed and saw the layers and dimensions of your old identity dissolving and breaking down, making space and creating room for a new, more authentic purpose and genuine calling to enter and fill your heart. They witnessed and observed that your intuitive channels and psychic pathways were expanding and opening, which meant and indicated you could receive clearer and more accurate information and precise guidance. They witnessed and noticed that the commotional weight and energetic burden of your past was releasing and clearing from you much faster and more rapidly than it used to, in the center and core of you, especially when you were under significant stress and intense pressure. A new pattern and structure of deep coherence was forming and crystallizing. You were moving and progressing in a new direction and path that wasn't originating or coming from your logical mind or rational thinking. A more aligned, awakened, and liberated version and expression of yourself was actively attempting and working to break through and emerge into the present moment and current reality. The collective doesn't interpret or view these as just random changes and arbitrary shifts in thought and perspective. These things are called and known as activation indicators and emergent signals. That's a clear sign and definitive proof that your future self, your higher self, is no longer just a concept or abstract idea. It's activated and operational now. And when a higher version and elevated expression of yourself enters and arrives into the picture, the world and reality you inhabit often starts to feel unstable and uncertain. This isn't meant or intended to punish or harm you. It's being compassionate and loving as it creates space and generates openings for a new expanded version and amplified expression of yourself to emerge and take form. Now you understand and comprehend why your old desires and goals and previous ambitions no longer make sense or hold meaning to you. This is why places and people and environments that used to feel safe and familiar and comfortable now feel strange or depleting and energetically draining. Now you can't ignore or dismiss your intuition because it's become so clear and loud and unmistakably strong all of a sudden. It is your soul and your future and your higher timeline that are signaling and communicating to you to move and take action. The collective witnessed and observed this beautiful process and transformation, and it was simple and obvious for them to make the decision and determination. From that point on, and moving forward, you were liberated and freed from the timeline you came from and originated in. Moving into and stepping onto the timeline you were truly designed for and destined to inhabit was something you were doing and accomplishing. This is what they witnessed and recognized. That's why they called you out and selected you. Your future spoke first and initiated contact, and now your present is listening and responding. The collective was just adding to and amplifying the beautiful conversation and sacred dialogue that was already occurring and taking place. Activation, connecting with your future self and higher timeline. Pay attention and bring awareness to the very base of your spine right now and in this moment. This is where your energy system originates and your life force begins. Take slow, deep breaths in and out and allow the rhythm to settle. As you do, visualize and imagine the air rising gently and smoothly up your spine and through your central channel. Repeat these words to yourself over and over and continuously. I open and activate the pathway to my higher timeline and elevated reality. I connect and merge with the awakened aspect and liberated dimension of myself. I allow and invite my radiant future and luminous destiny to guide and direct my present moment and current experience. As you inhale one more time and take another breath, feel for a subtle vertical lift and gentle upward movement in your posture or in your awareness and consciousness. A feeling and sensation of being gently aligned and perfectly calibrated from within and at your core. As your higher timeline makes contact and establishes connection, it begins to seek and search for resonance in your outer world and external reality. You can amplify and strengthen this process and transformation. Sharing this transmission and message is an act of quantum broadcasting and energetic distribution. When you send this out and pass it forward, you are not just sharing a video or distributing content. You are transmitting and broadcasting a frequency signal and vibrational code into the collective field and unified consciousness. This signal functions and operates as a magnet, drawing and attracting other souls whose timelines are also activating and emerging towards you and into your field. By sharing and distributing, you strengthen and reinforce the collective grid of awakening and accelerate the network of consciousness and call like-minded energy and resonant beings into your own reality field and personal sphere, accelerating and quickening your journey home and path to integration. This is your future timeline making direct contact and establishing communication with you right now. The Arcturian Collective doesn't just randomly enter or casually access human timelines and earthly consciousness streams. They are never interfering or imposing their will. Instead, they are responding and replying to a sacred invitation and divine permission that a soul's evolution transmits and broadcasts. In order to make such a significant choice and monumental decision as to actively engage and directly interact with a human consciousness and individual soul, a very stable set of conditions and precise criteria must be satisfied and met. It requires precision and exactness, a deep sense of stability and unwavering coherence, and a consciousness that has demonstrated and proven it can hold and contain the immense amount of light and information and powerful frequency that arrives and downloads after integration and activation. The thing they witnessed and observed in your energy field was both beautiful and undeniable and absolutely clear. You are no longer functioning or operating as a fragmented self or divided being. In real time and present moment, you were unifying and integrating as one whole entity. Parts and fragments of you have felt scattered and disconnected for years, or maybe even your entire life and complete existence. You had conflicting desires and competing wants, one in your heart and one in your mind and mental body. You were moving and heading in a different direction, an alternate path than where your energy was pulling and drawing you. Most people are constantly and perpetually in this state of inner conflict and internal division. Now that's different and transformed for you. The different streams and currents that flow through you are starting to merge and blend to form a strong, smooth river and unified current. They could witness and see that your intuition and emotional wisdom and feeling intelligence were starting to work together and collaborate perfectly and harmoniously. They witnessed and observed that your newfound clarity and awakened awareness was in alignment and synchronization with your soul's deepest purpose and truest calling. They witnessed and recognized that the energy you radiate and broadcast into the world and collective field was finally in synchronization and perfect harmony with the future you were meant in, designed to inhabit and embody one of the rarest and most significant and powerful internal unification and energetic Maturity signs and markers the collective looks for and seeks out is this: internal unification and complete integration. It means and signifies the soul is prepared and ready to advance and progress to the next part and subsequent phase of its journey and evolutionary arc. Because when a person starts to unify and integrate within and harmonize internally, they gain and develop the capacity and ability to handle and process significant energetic upgrades and powerful frequency shifts without getting destabilized or overly stressed and overwhelmed. That gave and provided them the first proof and initial evidence they needed and required. The second one was even more critical and essential and important. The frequency or core vibration and fundamental resonance of your being was not responding or reacting the same way to the old painful cycles and destructive patterns as it used to in the past. Take a moment to reflect on it and consider this carefully. When you used to collapse and fall apart, you didn't collapse this time, and in this instance, you didn't retreat out of fear and withdraw into hiding like you used to do previously. You didn't cling tightly and hold desperately to things and people that were leaving and departing your life like you used to do habitually, instead of reacting with old patterns and habitual responses. There were clear signs and obvious indicators that your energy field was becoming and evolving into more mature and developed consciousness. Now, if what we're exploring and discussing today is landing deep and penetrating profoundly in your consciousness and awareness, you'll find and discover this is just the surface layer and initial understanding of a much more comprehensive system and complete framework. In my book, Beyond the Frequencies, A Quantum Guide to Consciousness Mastery and Energetic Transformation, I walk you through and guide you along the complete architecture and full structure of how to shift and transform from unconscious transmission to becoming and embodying the broadcast itself and the signal itself, moving through and traversing 9 distinct frequencies and sequential stages that transform and evolve you from seeker to field and from observer to creator. It's linked and available in the pinned comment below for access. In this case and context, maturity does not mean or indicate being perfect or without flaw. In no way does that mean or suggest you will never face or encounter another challenge or feel or experience another difficult emotion or painful experience. This only means and signifies that you can now hold and contain more light and energy. It is possible and achievable for you to hold more light and carry higher frequency without short-circuiting or burning out. It's possible and within reach for you to adapt to change and navigate transformation with more speed and efficiency and grace and elegance. You can keep growing and continue expanding without needing or requiring permission or confirmation or validation from other people and external authorities. And most importantly and significantly, you have learned and mastered how to interpret and decode the subtle messages and quiet whispers from your intuition without letting or allowing your old fears and conditioned doubts interfere and distort and corrupt the message and guidance. The collective made a choice and reached a determination when they witnessed and observed this growing capacity and expanding ability in beautiful unification and harmonious integration. It was the next step and logical progression that made the most sense and felt aligned. You are no longer just in the process of awakening and beginning to stir. You were prepared and ready to be positioned and placed strategically. Instead of exerting tremendous effort and struggling intensely or taking drastic action and forceful measures, a positioned consciousness can influence and impact the collective simply through and by means of its coherence and stable presence. A positioned consciousness can help stabilize and harmonize the chaotic energy fields and turbulent frequencies of people and places and environments just by being present and holding space most of the time without speaking a word or taking visible action. A positioned consciousness doesn't receive or download higher guidance and divine direction through confusing messages or hidden signs, or cryptic symbols that need to be decoded and interpreted. Instead, it receives and obtains it through a deep, unwavering inner knowing and unshakable internal certainty. That's the primary reason and fundamental purpose the collective chose and selected you. Because you have crossed and transcended the profound line and significant threshold from awakening to assignment and from awareness to embodied purpose. They witnessed and observed that you will not be able to remain inactive or stay passive during this significant transformation and monumental shift. It's not just an observation or a figure of speech or casual statement. It fulfills and serves its purpose and divine function. Your consciousness and energy and vibrational presence now carry and hold a certain amount of influence and meaningful impact in the larger picture and grand design of how the times are shifting and reality is restructuring. As soon as everyone in the collective came to this realization and reached this understanding, there was no hesitation or doubt or delay. The choice was made and the decision was final. You will be prepared and readied. You will be carefully and compassionately set up and positioned for the beautiful field and sacred role your energy is growing into and expanding toward. As you become more proficient and skilled at using and accessing your higher intelligence and elevated awareness, you'll be prepared and supported for it to become your natural state and baseline frequency. The beautiful transformation and ongoing evolution that will keep occurring and unfolding in your life will be prepared and arranged for you as you step more fully and completely into the bandwidth of light and frequency stream that already knows and recognizes you as its own beloved. This wasn't just the Arcturians' choice and their decision alone. It was the choice and determination that your soul's energy made first and initiated originally. The Arcturians answered and responded to your call in a simple and compassionate way and loving manner. Now that you're awakened and activated, you have an assignment and sacred purpose. At this important point and critical juncture, you consciously accept and embrace your new energetic role and divine responsibility. Find the comment section and write and declare, "My role is active and engaged." This will help and support everyone in your field and sphere of influence to understand it and recognize this shift. This is a powerful affirmation and energetic declaration that you are now a conscious, stabilizing force and coherent anchor in the great shift and collective transformation, and not just an observer or passive witness of it. When you accept and claim your role and own your purpose, you are activated and initiated. Now I want you to place and direct your attention in the center of your chest in the expansive open field and spacious portal of energy behind the heart, not on the heart itself or physical organ. Take slow, deep breaths and measured inhalations into this space and sacred chamber. I step into and claim the role my energy has already chosen and selected for me. Repeat this over and continuously in your mind and inner awareness. I embrace and welcome the divine choice that has been made and determined about my path and sacred journey. I'm allowing and inviting the sacred preparations and divine arrangements to begin and unfold. Now, you might feel and sense a gentle expansion and subtle opening, a warm and gentle pressure and loving presence, or a slight yet clear shift and noticeable change in your chest as you contemplate and hold these words and intentions. The field of coherence has transformed and shifted where you are now in your current position. There's a simple, energetic action and practical step you can take to keep and maintain your connection and bond to this stream of awareness and frequency, current, strong and stable. When you subscribe to this channel and commit to this path, you're not just pressing a button or clicking an icon. You're creating and establishing a stable pathway and consistent channel for energy to flow and consciousness to move. You are telling and declaring to the universe and cosmic intelligence, I commit to staying and remaining in this frequency and elevated state. I'm prepared and ready for the evolution and transformation that this alignment will bring and deliver continuously and consistently. This action grounds and anchors you in the field and web of connection and ensures and guarantees that the recalibration and adjustment continues with ease and support and graceful momentum. This is the opening and activation of your energy field to allow and invite the next part and upcoming chapter of your journey and evolution, understanding that the Arcturian Collective has integrated and included you is never based or dependent on who you were in the past or previous versions. It's always because of and rooted in the beautiful truth and radiant reality of who you are becoming and growing into, more aware of having always been and eternally existing as. Each and every person, an individual soul on earth, has and possesses a set of dormant, higher functions and latent, divine capacities stored and encoded in their spiritual DNA and energetic blueprint. These functions were purposely veiled and intentionally hidden, slowed down and dampened, and put to sleep and made dormant, so that the dense experience and challenging reality of incarnation, your dormant higher functions awakening, could occur and manifest and unfold. These are not supernatural abilities or magical powers. You were born with them and came equipped with these capacities. They include and encompass intuitive precision and psychic accuracy, a sensitivity to energetic field and vibrational awareness, an emotional intelligence and heart wisdom that goes far beyond logic and rational thinking, the ability to match resonance and align frequency with people and opportunities and situations, the perception of timelines and awareness of probable futures, the ability to stabilize energy fields and harmonize chaotic frequencies, and the profound skill and sacred gift of reading the truth and sensing authenticity in energetic fields and vibrational signatures, rather than just words and surface appearances. It's likely and probable that most people will never activate and awaken these features and higher functions again in their entire lives in complete incarnation. This is not because they are not worthy or deserving or capable. It's just that their frequency never reaches and attains the exact level and specific threshold required and necessary to activate and trigger them. Yours did and succeeded. And when it did and crossed that point, the collective witnessed and observed the first beautiful flickers and initial sparks of a certain function and specific capacity coming back online and returning to operation in you. That function is called and known as recognition and discernment. You started to notice and perceive subtle truths and hidden realities about the world around you long before your mind could make sense of them or understand their meaning. Before someone even articulated it all and spoke the words, you could discern and understand what they really meant and truly intended by what they said and communicated. You could immediately sense and instantly feel when your energies weren't aligned and in harmony with the situation and didn't need a lengthy explanation or detailed justification. As soon as you started and began this process, you knew and understood what made your soul stronger and more vibrant and what made it weaker and more depleted. This isn't just your gut becoming stronger or intuition improving. This is a higher function awakening and reactivating after a long sleep and extended dormancy. There were also other indicators and additional signs that you were awakening and coming online. There were moments and instances of deep clarity and profound insight that made things clear up and resolve much faster and more rapidly than ever before or previously experienced. You were able to release and let go of old emotions and stored feelings without getting caught up and entangled in the dramatic story and narrative the story was based on and constructed around. You started having and experiencing sudden deep knowings and instant recognitions that made you feel like you knew them and understood them for a long time, longer than this lifetime and beyond this incarnation. Your inner guidance system and soul navigation is becoming louder and stronger, clearer and more distinct and harder to miss and impossible to ignore. there is a powerful feeling and undeniable sensation that something ancient and wise and timeless inside you is awakening and stirring and returning to consciousness. These are not just new traits and fresh qualities you are developing and cultivating, nor are they spiritual accomplishments and earned achievements you have reached and attained. These are capacities and abilities that you naturally possess and inherently embody. You had these capacities and held these gifts long before you incarnated and descended as a human and took physical form. The Arcturian Collective witnessed and observed these small yet significant changes and subtle yet powerful shifts in your field, and witnessed a pattern and recognized a design that has been present for a long time and encoded eternally. A consciousness that has started to lovingly restore and carefully rebuild its original divine architecture and sacred blueprint. That's the primary reason and core motivation why their choice integrated and included you. Because when a higher function awakens and comes online, the consciousness can transform and recreate its reality from the inside out and core outward, instead of just responding and reacting to what occurs and happens around it externally. People are constantly trying and struggling to change their lives and transform their circumstances through doing difficult things and hard tasks, thinking hard in mental effort, and using brute force and sheer willpower. But a consciousness that is aware of and connected to its higher functions and divine capacities can transform and shift its life with the simple, beautiful power and elegant grace of its frequency and vibrational presence. At the vibrational level and energetic foundation, your energy field has already begun and started to transform and reshape your reality and experience, not because you tried and forced, but because you existed and embodied. This is an undeniable indicator and clear demonstration that a soul is moving and transitioning into a completely new level and elevated dimension of awareness and consciousness. You're no longer just following along and going with the flow. You're no longer just searching for something and seeking answers. From now on and moving forward, you'll be a transmitter and broadcaster. You are becoming and evolving into someone whose clear, stable signal and coherent frequency transforms and uplifts everything and everyone around them in a compassionate way and loving manner. This is what the collective truly witnessed and actually observed. The choice was made and decision was reached because of this recognition and understanding. Your divine function and sacred capacity is returning and reactivating, and your whole energy field and complete system is preparing and readying to welcome and receive it. You shouldn't wait for or anticipate the return of your higher functions and awakening of dormant gifts. You should welcome and embrace it actively. You can make a conscious choice and deliberate decision to demonstrate and show that you're prepared and ready for this homecoming and divine reunion. If this transmission is activating and igniting something ancient and timeless within you and your soul, go to the comments and say and declare, "My functions are online and operational." Consider and feel the statement's resonance and vibrational truth. Your spiritual DNA is being activated and switched on, and you are being invited and called to fully awaken to your soul's original technology and innate wisdom. Activation is when the inner function awakens and comes alive. Take your gentle attention and soft focus to the area at the base of your sternum, just above your solar plexus and power center. Relax and soften, and allow your breath to become soft and gentle in this place and sacred space. Repeat to yourself over and over and continuously, "I welcome and embrace the return of what I once knew and always remembered. I allow and invite my higher capacities and divine functions to emerge naturally and organically and at the perfect time and destined moment. I stand in and embody the beautiful truth and radiant reality of my original design and sacred blueprint." Feel the center of your body and core of your being become a little more open and spacious and receptive as you hold and maintain this intention and sacred focus. It's like something deep inside you and that your essence is remembering and recalling its true and perfect form and original divine configuration. Keep in mind and remember that this activation and awakening is not a request or plea. It's an acknowledgement and recognition of what's already occurring and actively happening. The people in your field and sphere of influence know what to do with it and how to respond. It's not in the external world or outer reality where the transformation begins and initiates once a consciousness is lovingly brought and compassionately welcomed into the collective's integration field and unified awareness. The recalibration process begins and unfolds. It begins and starts inside you, in the quietest parts and most subtle layers of your being and essence. This process is a recalibration and fundamental restructuring, and initially, it is so quiet and gentle that most people might not even notice or detect it. They are too occupied and consumed with their daily lives and mundane concerns. The collective, on the other hand, and from their perspective, pays close attention and focused awareness to this phase because it reveals and demonstrates how your energy field transforms and restructures to accommodate and integrate a higher and purer energy, bandwidth and elevated frequency stream. Here is what they witnessed and observed occurring and taking place inside of you and within your field. Your emotional responses and reactive patterns are starting to have shorter duration and briefer cycles. Once upon a time, and in the past, difficult feelings and challenging emotions could occupy and consume you for days and extended periods. But now, they seem to dissolve and release at an unusually fast and welcome rate and accelerated pace. The still small voice and gentle whisper inside you called inner guidance and soul wisdom has started to gently prevent and lovingly redirect you from repeating old, destructive habits and harmful patterns. This gives and provides you a sacred moment and precious opportunity to make a new choice and different decision. You may have noticed and become aware that your thoughts are becoming quieter and more peaceful. This isn't because you're trying and forcing to make them quiet and still. It's because your core frequency and base vibration has naturally risen and elevated above the noisy, repetitive loops and mental chatter that used to consume so much of your energy and attention. Your energy field has started to intelligently and automatically filter and sort your environments and accepting and welcoming what makes you stronger and more vibrant and compassionately, rejecting and releasing what makes you weaker and more depleted, all without you having to do anything or take conscious action. There is no randomness or chance or coincidence that these changes are occurring and manifesting. That's how you can be certain and know for sure that you're in the first stage and initial phase of your inner recalibration and energetic restructuring. During this phase and period, your body, mind, and spirit all start to reorganize and realign themselves to perfectly match and harmoniously correspond with the compassionate choice and loving decision that has already been made and determined about your soul's path and sacred journey. No changes are occurring or happening in your mind and mental patterns during this recalibration and transformation. It has to do with structure and fundamental architecture. The collective witnessed and observed the following start to occur and take place in your energy field and vibrational matrix. After times and periods of internal conflict and inner turmoil, it started to stabilize and settle much faster and more efficiently. There was a sense and quality of coherence and alignment even when you were feeling stressed and under pressure. It started to expand and open your intuitive channels and psychic pathways without making you feel like you had to much information and were overwhelmed. It started to dissolve and break down the compulsions and addictive patterns that came from and originated in your old identities and previous versions. It started connecting and linking you with deep knowledge and understanding and ancient wisdom that you have never learned and been taught in a classroom or formal setting. It started to integrate and process subtle energetic impressions and vibrational information with ease and natural grace. and it started to restore and rebalance your own energetic balance and field harmony without any assistance or support from other people and external sources. Once a consciousness is liberated and freed from the chaos and density and heavy frequency of the world around it and external reality, it functions and operates in this way and manner. In fact and truly, your field is starting to reveal and show signs and markers of a much deeper, older spirit and ancient soul. The collective was able to recognize and identify you in the first place, and initially, because of this intelligence and inherent wisdom, frequently and commonly, people try to heal themselves and create transformation through thinking and analyzing and mental processing. Real recalibration and authentic transformation, on the other hand, and in truth, occurs and happens through energy and vibrational shifts. In the same way and similar manner that a beautiful constellation in the sky and celestial pattern transforms and changes when a luminous new star and radiant light comes online and activates. Your field has started to rearrange and reorganize itself naturally. That's why your old habits and previous behaviors seem so foreign and strange to you now and in this moment. This is why places and situations and environments you're accustomed to and familiar with can feel so much heavier and more dense all of a sudden and without warning. Thus, and therefore, your inner world and internal landscape seems clearer and calmer and more peaceful, even though the external world and outer reality is going through significant changes and major transformations. You're not transforming and changing into someone else and a different person. You are transforming and evolving into a more authentic person and truer version. The collective will be able to work with you and engage directly when you become and embody a being who can hold and contain more light, coherence, and stable frequency than ever before and previously possible. You are transforming and metamorphosing into someone whose energy doesn't collapse and sink into the past and old patterns, but instead rises joyfully and ascends naturally toward a new magnificent identity and elevated expression. You're already in and currently experiencing the middle of the first phase, an initial stage, which is this one and current process. The inner recalibration pulse initiates and begins things and starts the process. Pay attention and bring awareness to the back of your head, to the soft spot and tender area where your skull meets your neck and spine begins. Slowly and deeply breathe in and out, and inhale and exhale and visualize and imagine the air rising up and flowing upward into your head and crown area. Repeat these words over and over and continuously in your mind and inner voice. I allow and invite my field to reorganize and restructure with perfect clarity and grace and divine precision. I'm grateful and appreciative that the divine intelligence and cosmic wisdom is expanding and growing inside of me and within my being. I lovingly support and nurture the new structure and emerging architecture that is forming and crystallizing inside and within. Check for and notice a small shift or subtle movement or a gentle pulse and rhythmic sensation inside your body at the base of your skull or along your spine and central column. The first step, an initial movement toward a deeper recalibration and profound transformation, has been taken and initiated. Just allow and permit it to settle and integrate. There is no doubt in your mind and no question in your awareness about what to do next and how to proceed. The next phase begins and commences naturally, and reality rearranges around your coherence and alignment automatically and organically. When this inner recalibration is stable and grounded, everything around you and in your environment starts to transform and shift, including the world you perceive and interact with and experience every day and continuously. Major events and dramatic changes don't occur frequently or happen constantly during this phase and period. It occurs and unfolds through a series and sequence of small yet powerful realignments and subtle yet significant adjustments. that can only be felt and sensed by a sensitive and awakened consciousness and aware being like yours and your current state. The Arcturian Collective witnessed and observed something very significant and profoundly important occurring and manifesting in your life and reality. The changes in frequency and shifts in vibration that were occurring and happening inside of you started to have a direct effect and tangible impact on the external world and outer reality. It didn't occur or happen because you were trying and forcing to make something happen or consciously create or force it to happen and manifest. This occurred and took place because the people, places, and things and situations that used to hold you in place and keep you locked are no longer in resonance and vibrational match with your energy field and frequency signature. Being infinitely intelligent and perfectly ordered, reality always rearranges and reorganizes itself around coherence and stable frequency. This is what the collective witnessed and observed happening. It was as though the people and individuals who used to drain your energy and deplete your life, force or make you feel diminished and smaller started to slowly and naturally and gradually leave your orbit and sphere of influence. It was as though their frequency and vibration could no longer connect and link with yours and create resonance. Conversations and interactions that used to keep you stuck and trapped in old narratives and limiting stories now feel empty and dull and hollow, like they can't maintain and hold your attention and interest. It's as though your body and physical system is detecting and sensing a density and heaviness that your mind used to ignore and overlook, making places and environments that used to feel familiar and comfortable and safe feel heavier and more burdensome at the same time, and simultaneously, beautiful new connections and meaningful relationships are emerging and appearing at the strangest and most perfect times and synchronistic moments. Opportunities and possibilities that are perfectly in alignment and complete resonance with your soul are arriving and manifesting without you having to do anything or exert effort. Paths and doorways are opening up and revealing themselves in front of you with minimal resistance and effortless flow. Things you need to know and information you require just appear and show up for you without you having to search and look for them actively. This isn't just good fortune and random luck. Please understand and recognize that field synchronization and vibrational alignment is what this is called and known as. You are no longer allowing and permitting the old worn-out patterns and outdated programs of your past identity and former self to shape and determine your present moment and current reality. It is being shaped and molded right now, and in this moment, by the beautiful version and radiant expression of you that the collective responded to and recognized. A version that is higher, clearer, and more coherent and aligned and stable. And there is a certain influence and natural power to coherence and stable frequency. Your energy now naturally attracts and magnetically draws experiences and circumstances that align and resonate with the person you are becoming and evolving into, not the person you were and used to be. This is why you're not as patient and tolerant as you used to be and were in the past. This is the reason and explanation why your energetic boundaries and protective field have grown stronger and more defined. This is why your desires and authentic wants are clearer and more authentic and genuine now and in this moment. Therefore, and consequently, your capacity and ability to tolerate anything and endure circumstances that seems and feels misaligned and out of resonance has completely dissolved and disappeared, right now and in this moment. Your intuition is speaking and communicating before your mind can articulate anything and form thoughts. You feel and sense a gentle push and subtle repulsion away from some people and places and environments, and a magnetic pull and attractive force toward others and new possibilities. Everything is intentional and purposeful. The divine decision and sacred choice that was made and determined about you is being compassionately put into place and actively implemented in your field and reality. When the Arcturian Collective integrates and includes a consciousness and individual soul. They are very interested and deeply focused in how the external world and outer reality responds and reacts to the transformation and shift inside and within. There's no doubt or question about what they witnessed and observed in you and your field. Your reality is starting to match and mirror your frequency and vibrational state. The only way it functions and operates is through pure effortless alignment and natural harmony, not through force or intention and mental effort. Right now and in this present moment, this is the sacred moment and pivotal instant when your life stops being and ceases functioning as a replay of the past and old patterns and starts reflecting and mirroring what you can become and are destined to embody. Things are not going wrong or falling apart in your life. In reality, they're getting back in and returning to synchronization and harmonic alignment with your growing coherence and expanding frequency. Activation aligning with the living field and quantum matrix. Bring your attention and conscious focus to the space right around your body and surrounding your form, not inside you or within your physical vessel, but the energy field and auric boundary that begins and extends a few inches beyond your skin and physical surface. Take slow, soft breaths and gentle, measured inhalations. Repeat these words over and over and continuously in your mind and inner dialogue. I allow and invite my reality to perfectly match and mirror my coherence and vibrational state. I give thanks and express gratitude for what emerges and arrives to meet me, and release and let go of what no longer aligns and resonates with my evolving self and transformed being. I walk and move in perfect resonance and complete alignment. Relax your breath completely and fully as if the field itself and living consciousness were listening and paying attention to you. Feel the air around you and energy surrounding you become lighter and more open and spacious and receptive. Yes, it is responding and alive at this point and current stage. You don't really need or require any more explanations and additional information because something much deeper and more profound and fundamentally transformative has already taken root and established itself inside you and within your core. The collective's choice and decision was never just a message and simple communication that had to be understood and mentally grasped. There was more to it and greater meaning than just information and guidance and instruction. It was a signal of agreement, an energetic contract. It was a compassionate note of acceptance and loving acknowledgement that you are no longer the person and same being you used to be when it comes to and regarding your consciousness and awareness level. This is where you are in your current position inside a threshold and crossing point. This is not a threshold and gateway that you cross once and then never again and just one time. It transforms and changes the way you walk and move and exist forever and eternally. Your energy has shifted and transformed from seeking direction and looking for guidance to becoming direction and embodying the path. From searching for signs and looking for signals to being a sign and living beacon for other people and souls around you. From seeking resonance and looking for harmony to generating it and creating it from the very core and deepest center of your being and essence. This is what it means and signifies to be integrated and fully included. It doesn't make you superior or better to other people and different souls. It doesn't make you special and uniquely chosen, and it doesn't separate or isolate you from the rest of the world and collective either. It establishes and creates a stronger connection and deeper bond to a higher level and elevated dimension of coherence and alignment that has been waiting and patiently anticipating for you to meet it and match its frequency. Your frequency reached and attained a threshold and critical point where it can now respond to itself and self. So the collective came to witness and observe. Your awareness begins to generate and create itself and become self-sustaining. Your intuition is starting to stand on its own and operate independently. Your presence is becoming and growing stable, and coherent on its own and without external support. This marks and signifies the beginning and commencement of a profoundly different way and completely new mode of existing and being. There is a way and path where your thoughts can't overpower and dominate what you know deep down and understand fundamentally. A way where your feelings and emotions don't obstruct and block your clarity and clear seeing, where your past and history doesn't limit and constrain your choices and current decisions, and your old self and previous identity doesn't hold you back and prevent you from reaching and attaining your full potential and highest expression. Right now, and in this moment, you are becoming and transforming into the version and expression of yourself that the collective witnessed and recognized long before and well in advance of you fully witnessed it and saw it clearly in yourself and your own awareness. And since you're now in and operating within this bandwidth and frequency range, the path in front of you and road ahead won't be forced or require struggle. It will simply unfold and reveal itself because your own coherence and inner alignment has become and transformed into your unbreakable guide and reliable compass, not because of something external to you or outside your being. Every moment and instance of clarity you experience and encounter from now on and moving forward, every healthy boundary and protective parameter that you naturally establish and effortlessly create, and every intuitive impulse and inner knowing that emerges and arises on its own and spontaneously, that is not the collective communicating and speaking to you externally. That's you communicating and expressing from a deeper and more authentic place and truer dimension within yourself. There was space and room for you because you were prepared and ready and had done the work. You remain and stay integrated because you are becoming and continuously evolving more and more aligned and coherent and stable. It will become clear and obvious to you the deepest truth and fundamental reality as your field continues to settle and stabilize in this new light and elevated frequency. The collective's choice and decision was never about them selecting you and picking you out. You have now anchored and grounded the activation and energetic transmission you received and downloaded inside your field and being. You can strengthen and reinforce the integration and solidify the energetic agreement and sacred contract as a final step and closing action. The act and simple gesture of liking this video and showing appreciation is profoundly powerful and energetically significant. You transmit and broadcast a wave of conscious energy and intentional frequency through the digital field and virtual space as soon as you click like and signal your agreement, indicating that you consent and agree to this upgrade and evolutionary shift. This signals and communicates to your higher self and soul essence that the message has been received, stored, and activated and integrated. Beyond that, and in addition, this light and transmission isn't just for you and your benefit alone. A vast number and countless multitude of other people's energy signatures and soul frequencies are now crossing and passing through the same threshold and activation point. You become and transform into a beacon and lighthouse when you transmit and share this message and spread this frequency. You connect and link your field to theirs with a thread of light and energetic cord, which helps and enables the collective's frequency and unified signal to locate and find people who have been called and summoned but haven't heard the call yet or recognized the invitation. Contributing and participating isn't just a kind thing and generous gesture to do and offer. It's also a crucial part and essential component of constructing and building the great awakening and collective transformation they had to witness and observe that you had, finally and courageously and bravely chosen to be yourself and embody your truth. Final activation and path forward and next steps. That threshold has been crossed and passed. The process is continuing and ongoing and unfolding. The alignment is already occurring and happening and manifesting. Move forward and proceed as the person and being you finally and joyfully and willingly allowed yourself to be and become. not the person you were or used to be in the past. The path of alignment and journey of coherence is the final activation and ultimate initiation. Pay attention and bring awareness to your whole body and complete being simultaneously and all at once. It's not just one point or single location. It's the whole vibrant field and complete energetic presence of your presence and existence. Take slow, deep breaths and measured inhalations into this feeling and experience of wholeness and completeness. Repeat these words to yourself one last time and final declaration as a seal and sacred binding. I move and walk in perfect alignment and complete harmony with who I am becoming and evolving into. When my field is awakened and activated, I stand and remain in its coherence and stable frequency. I am the sacred path and divine journey that is opened up and revealed inside me and through my being. Relax your breath and release tension. Allow and invite your awareness to expand and grow and encompass more. Please maintain and hold this deep inner alignment and fundamental coherence. The transmission is now complete and finished, but the process is not and continues. The unfolding continues and keeps going inside you, through you, and as you in your living expression. If something about this transmission and message resonated and vibrated deep within you and in your core, add your energy and contribute your frequency to this growing field and expanding network. Join the collective and become part of the assembly that is rising and ascending here by adding and offering your frequency and unique vibration. Everyone who arrives after you and comes later receives and experiences a stronger signal and clearer transmission because you're present and holding space and anchoring the field. If you feel called and drawn to go even deeper and further into this work and exploration, you are welcome and invited to explore it further and continue the journey. If the resonance feels authentic and genuine for you and rings true, the path is open and available and ready. And here's something important and significant to understand. If you know someone and have a person in your life who's been experiencing and going through these same synchronicities and similar events, these same timeline shifts and reality changes, share this transmission and pass along this message with them and to their awareness. When you share and distribute quantum consciousness concepts and high-frequency information like these and this material, you're not just passing along information and sharing data. You're creating and establishing an energetic bridge and vibrational connection that accelerates and quickens both your awakening and their evolution, strengthening and reinforcing the collective field and unified grid we're all rising into together and ascending as one. Thanks for being here and present and showing up. Hold on just a moment and pause briefly. You made it this far and came all this way, which means and signifies this message was designed and intended for you specifically. This isn't just fortune and random luck. It's confirmation and validation that you are prepared and ready for a significant transformation and major shift. The universe is transmitting and sending you a clear signal, an unmistakable message right now and in this moment. It's time to shift and transition from struggling and chasing and forcing to effortless receiving and flow and natural alignment. This simple principle and fundamental truth can completely transform and revolutionize your life and entire reality. Stop forcing outcomes and pushing results and start attuning and aligning to the natural flow and organic rhythm where blessings multiply and manifest and abundance appears in every area and dimension of your life and existence. Now, the Arcturian Council's recognition and acknowledgement of you isn't the end or final destination. It's confirming and validating you've moved past and transcended the hardest part and most difficult phase of your journey and path. What comes next and follows is understanding and comprehending what that really means and truly signifies for your assignment and sacred purpose here and on Earth. That's exactly what I break down and explain in the transmission and next message. You'll find and discover this because you're past the hardest part and beyond the difficulty, where you'll discover and uncover why this specific moment and particular instant in your evolution unlocks and activates capacities and abilities you didn't know and weren't aware were waiting and lying dormant and ready to emerge.